All right, yo,
All right,
yo, yo.
so for y'all just tuning in, we were already kind of mid conversation, had some technical difficulties. We on my shit. My shit is PTHEEMCEEMUSIC. That's music. P the MC music. That is my shit. This is the nigga who you tuned into. You should know what his page is if you're already in. All right, we were talking already before we pulled up. My shit probably got the whole pre-set up, technical difficulties and all that. And we were stopped at was the fact that my song be saying some real fucking shit outside the
Hold
fact.
on. If anybody who's listening to both streams is not familiar with my son,
Just go look him up.
his name is spelled like that. He's a rapper out
Yeah,
of New
the
York.
general. My son, the general, or some
Uh,
shit like that.
dope rapper. So we was
No,
mentioning on how we both feel him as a person. Like we really
yeah.
like
Oh,
his advocacy
so
about the
he's
things
in
that
this
he.
movie though, right? Some movie he's in, and the movie point was about him saving his people and shit. And the nigga was like, "We gotta save everybody." And he was like, "I used to be like you. I used to want to save everybody." But then he brought this point about, like, man, but now we all done seen the tapes. You know what I'm saying? The video is out. Everyone's know that it's fucked up, right? And if you watch that shit, for you to have made it from the 80s to now and you still not on board, you're trying hard to not notice that shit now. You feel me? This ain't 1970 something where you gotta guess if niggas is getting beat up or fucked up. This is this is after Martin, after Malcolm, after fucking what's the nigga who got whooped by the police? Rodney King. This is after all that, right? You know what I'm saying? We're now entering into the Tamir Rices, the John Crawford, the babies. You know, so they're smoking. This is after the first nigga, the Emmett Till. This is after all that, right? After now every week you see a video of niggas, right? And you still don't want to save us. But your people still good. Everybody else is still good. But our people, we always be thinking, we gotta wait. Which is true. I used to be this person, bro. Like, well, we gotta save everybody. You know what I'm saying? First. But first, we gotta save us first, bro. Because no one's making an effort for us first. We do make effort for everybody else first. You feel me? Everybody else's culture, when something go wrong, they jump on board their culture first.
Yeah, you know what? Speaking to that, like I was riding my bike down the street the other day, right?
Yeah.
And I was on the sidewalk because the street was too
It's
busy.
illegal.
Okay, it's illegal, but I was traveling like the same speed
Nope,
that.
it's illegal.
Okay, I was traveling the same speed that maybe like a light jogger would be traveling. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me finish my story because regardless if it's illegal now, this is what was happening.
Right.
I'm setting the scene. Like, I'm traveling, and I do this often only on High Street, and the reason why is because they're doing a lot of construction on High Street where I be riding my bike, and there's nowhere for me to actually ride my bike in the
Right.
street. So I have to ride on the sidewalk slower than I would normally
Fuck them.
ride.
Let them niggas be slow behind you because that's what you do to
So
defeat the
listen,
law, bro.
listen. I'm not here for a lesson. I'm telling you what will
Hell
happen.
yeah.
Okay, but I take that into consideration. Actually, I
Hell
thought
yeah.
about that.
At all times.
Yeah, I thought about what you
Slow their
said.
traffic up. Fuck them. That's the
Okay,
law.
I
If they
did
fuck
think
with
about
you,
what you said.
and if they fuck with you, use your example you about to give me as a reason to why you niggas was late to work this
So
morning.
no, because I'm always come out on top. So when when I'm traveling, I'm aware that I'm in the wrong here. So what I like to do is if somebody's in front of me, you see what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
is to be like, hey, I'm on your left, real friendly voice. You know what I'm saying, like. So that way they got enough time. They're not like, whoa, when I come past them, or like, whoa, what's that? I got a big imposing bike, like, you know what I'm saying? I be wearing funny clothes, like they might not know what the hell just past them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I know that. I'm not gonna try to startle them. So I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm coming on your right, or like, I'm on your left. You know what I'm saying? People who can see me where they're walking my direction, where they're looking at me, I kind of make eye contact with them, make sure, okay, you're gonna get the right. I'll take the. You know what I'm saying? We kind of do that. You know what I'm saying?
What you
So,
doing?
so as to not, you know. So anyway, I'm doing this, and what's cracking?
It's fine, Colin. You good? Continue.
So I'm doing this, and while I'm doing this, someone I say to a young lady, hey, I'm on your I say to a group of people, like they're walking one, two, three across the whole sidewalk. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So I say to the group, I'm like, hey, here I come. I'm coming. I'm gonna take the middle. So just go right or left. Go to your right or left. I'm gonna take the middle. And by the time I get up to him, I was about a half of a block away from him, a quarter block away from him. And then by the time I get to him, the two people on this side, have came to one side, but the person in the middle didn't even like aware. You know what I'm saying? Like even to her friends being like, "Yo, step to the side." You know what I'm saying? Like, so by the time I get up on her, I'm like, "Okay." Like I said something sarcastic. I can't remember what it was, but it was still in a friendly tone, but super sarcastic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, I'll just run you over or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You're already fucking up. Right?
so then her friends laugh.
Right.
I laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Not a big deal because I'm not.
But she doesn't.
But she laughed. She wasn't. But some white dude,
Mm.
you know what I'm saying, way over there, is like, well, you're on the sidewalk and blah, blah, blah. And I said, bro, I was playing with her. But I locked this bike up and what's up? And then he didn't want to talk no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he didn't want to talk. Then he went right into a building. But what I started thinking after that, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I don't want to sit here in the street and yell with you. Like, if I'm going to get all worked up, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
It's
just,
not the world though.
well, that's just me. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
But, and actually that usually diffuses the situation. Because if I would have went in and indulged in the yelling, we could have yelled forever. You know what I'm saying? But when I was like, hey, I'm not going to yell with you. What's up? He went inside. I went, kept doing what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but regardless, I got to thinking like, oh, he was gonna protect his woman from the beast. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it was just you.
yeah, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, not his woman, but like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, who is this black man speaking sarcastically to a white woman? You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no way in hell. Like, if it would have been one of our sisters and we saw that situation and she wasn't in any actual danger, like this dude is literally being sarcastic to her.
Now niggas have been worse. Niggas would have ironically tried this one. The sad part is they probably would have got a whooped. If we saw that joke, we probably would have whooped that dude. Now, that also goes into what we talk culturally. My father also told me to diffuse the situation. If you really want this conversation in, punch a nigga in the mouth, conversation ends quickly, right? And I get that. But now, as an adult, I also understand under this structure, right? That's the weapon they use against me.
Well, no, I mean, you got to realize what that's a weapon. Like, for you to want to sit there, I could show you countless videos.
Nah,
But let me say what I'm saying. I could show you countless video after video on my phone of when I get, and I don't post it. You know what I'm saying? That's a but I record it every time. I like to look over it and see what I would have done differently, or if I like what I did or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But every time something get hot, I start recording on my phone. I don't put it in your face, no, and I actually keep it on me. You know what I'm saying? But I record the whole situation. Right. You see what I'm saying? And I got situation after situation after situation where I literally have to tell somebody like, yo, I'm not gonna yell with you. Like, you're at work. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Wait, you're at work. Like, you should literally be giving me customer service or whatever the situation is. I'm not going to yell with you. And every time, you know what happens? Nothing. Because when a bully realizes that that there's an opportunity for an actual fight, they don't want whatever the booty is anymore. They don't want, listen, let me make my point. Right. All right? They don't want the booty anymore. They like whatever the loot is that they're gonna get from being a bully. Yeah. When they realize, because a bully just wants an easy take. Right. They want an easy grab, right? When they realize they actually have to fight for it, even if they do fight for it and win, they won't bully that same person again because they'll be like, that person will fight for it. I could get it, but I don't even want to. It's not worth the sweat. You know what I'm saying? So like, if you take that lesson and you apply it in life, like some people, they get behind me and they like to like drive too fast when you're driving, right? You know what I like to do when they do that?
Slow up.
Slow all the way down. It brings the opportunity for us to stop the cars if we need to. What's the problem? It brings the opportunity for them to realize I'm in control. You're not about to push me along. And it puts their situation into my hands because they're saying, I want to go faster and you're in my way. Here's what annoys me. The speed is annoying me. So I could communicate directly with that person by going, oh, speed slow. Right. Now you've given me control over what the issue is, and I can decide whether
That's false, Phil. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What you think it's the people, and what you're saying structure-wise, that would be dope if it's the people. But my nigga, it's not. It's the system.
I agree with that.
So it's not ever the people. So as your background led you to be able to carry yourself like this, mine did the other thing, right? Pops got me where I went to, and I got to go see Palatine and the other side, and I learned real quick that I don't like heat. Heat puts you in jail. He puts you in that moment, right? And they use that moment against you. So you think it's about being a bully. It's not a bully you're facing.
How many times you see me in jail?
None. So check what I'm saying. It's not a bully you're facing. you're facing the system, right? Because a bully is somebody who wants to take something from you, feel that, a power move, right? This isn't a power move. This is literally how that system that dude lives in. He just saw everything that you were doing wrong, boy. You know what I'm saying? In his mind, you're not supposed to say anything.
But what I saw was him run into a building. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
So because it's not really about now in their world, it's not about that style of confrontation. And I learned that.
but I don't. But see, that's what.
From
But here's the
side.
thing. Like, I think where I can not miscommutable, but the fundamental difference is this. Like, I'm not attempting to communicate with somebody in their world.
But
You know, but let me finish what I'm saying. I'm not.
But
I'm
you
not.
live in it though.
No. I live in my world. You know what I'm saying? And no, this is I'm experiencing from this shell.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So let me finish what, bro. You gotta.
No,
You gotta let me finish what I'm saying, bro.
I didn't even get to finish what I was saying. You made your rock.
Nah,
I didn't
but-
get to make my rock. As soon as I
Hold on,
start
I got-
rebuttaling,
hold
you
on.
start chopping in. Check what
Nah,
I'm saying.
nah,
You-
because
I haven't started in.
Because I'm trying to make a point, and now you're reversing my point and telling me what I did wrong, so I get to defend myself.
I'm not
You know what I'm saying?
saying wrong.
Right. But
because
what I was saying was grander than that situation. So what I'm saying now is I forgot. So go ahead.
No, it's not the bully, bro. It's the system. So you think that white dude came out there to try to bully you into not speaking to his person the way that he wants to. When in reality,
No, that's not what I think. I think that deep down inside, subconsciously, he saw me speaking to that lady
Yes.
sarcastically, and he had no recourse but to open his mouth in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
However he was raised, however he was, you know what I'm saying?
Lower sub, he was
his own
speaking to whatever.
approach, whatever he was gonna do, and
Right.
he still had to do that. Like he was
Right.
prompted to go, hey, what? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I personally believe, and
Right.
this is what I'm saying, that he wouldn't have done that if it was a black woman. He wouldn't have done
I
that.
can't make that assumption.
I'm gonna make that
But this
assumption.
is
But
what I'm gonna say, though.
I'm
My
gonna make that
assumption,
assumption,
though-
and that's the point that I'm trying to make.
Right.
So like,
And I understand your
Yeah.
point. My point that I'm trying to make to you is we have to stop avoiding that system. So even in the beginning of it, like
Stop
that's
avoiding it? What
I
you
mean, we
mean?
have to stop like letting that system even get us. I know. Check what I'm saying. Check what I'm saying. I know that if I ride my bike, mind you, when you first started the story, what I said to you, I know when I ride my bike on the sidewalk, the chances of this nigga fucking with me has now been raised at least 3 points, right? So that's one instance. No matter what it is, I know this now. So I know that if something goes down, this person might say something ignorant.
right? But see,
Let me finish,
I understand, but like,
Can I finish the
we're not.
point?
But now
Let
we're
me
not.
finish the point. Though. I'm gonna finish this.
The point is clear. It's just like the guy who got shot in
Your point is
it's-
he didn't really want no smoke.
No, listen. The point is clear. It's just like the guy who got shot down in Atlanta for parking his car in a handicap spot. Some white dude walked up and shot him. Right. All he had to do was not park in a handicap spot. Right. Okay, that's your point. But that wasn't the situation. He did park in a handicap spot, and so I'm speaking about it from that point. But even to go to go deeper, right? Because you can't never say here's what you should have done. You gotta, or here's what you shouldn't have done. You gotta speak on it.
Even speaking on that, this is what
Right.
I've done. My personal.
But
my
I'm
personal
not trying to avoid nothing. And so,
But we
so
gotta, why not? If it fucks up our time. Because
listen,
now you got
no,
recordings of all the situations.
No, I'm not trying to
Fuck
avoid
those
nothing. And
situations.
this is what I'm trying to show you, right? Because here's where our fundamental difference is, and this is what I'm trying to show you, right? So I'm not trying to avoid them dealing with me. I don't feel like I should. You understand what I'm saying? I specifically am one experience,
Right.
and it's an experience that can be unaltered. So
Right.
I could bring me as an experience,
Yes.
just like the government, right? The government comes as an unalterable experience.
Right.
It just moves along
Right.
wherever its intention is, and it.
Completely,
You know what I'm saying? So
I agree with you.
that's
Yeah,
how
I
I
agree.
move, right? And
Right.
so when I move, whatever I'm doing it's gonna be happening to you. So if
Right.
it's a blessing, it's happening to you. Like
Right.
it's not gonna be in reverse. If it's a lesson, it's gonna be happening to you. I'm gonna bring that lesson to you, right? And so in that, when I have an experience like this, the end result is always the result that I triangulated. You see what I'm saying?
And
So
this is our fundamental difference. I also move as an entity, right? But
Well, we all move
try
as
this-
an
no, try this one. And I also believe that in reality, no one wants this smoke. This is how I move. Since you've known me, right? You didn't meet me being a whole nigga. In reality, I move like this.
Right,
Don't
so-
nobody want this smoke.
That's how.
So because of that though, I'm also gonna move around your little simple shit. Cause what's it to me to make sure I'm in the right?
Well, I'm gonna speak to it. So
I'm gonna drive 55.
I'm gonna speak to it. So like,
I'm gonna drive 55.
you know how they like
I'm
to.
gonna ride my bike in the street. I'm gonna make sure I do everything wrong right because I know that in their system,
Know how they like to.
in their system, check how I do. In their system,
I understand
the
what
moment
you're
they
saying.
get loud with me and I really punch them in their mouth, I'm a slave again. I'm right
Listen,
in jail, right?
listen.
Because that's their system. And then they go, look at that nigga acting like a nigga. But in reality, I don't want you to even get, I don't even give you that pleasure. I don't even let you get the pleasure to make you even get a chance to bring me in. Because you don't really want this smoke. And you're going to fuck my day up and my time up. And what I really got to do today to stop and give whoever that is that smoke, bro.
So here, but that just depends on what how you feel about it. Because if I don't get imposed on. I went into the goddamn store down here. It was the Family Dollar right there. Right? My daughter said, "Hey, Dad, go get me some juice. I want the blue one." All right, cool. I went down to the store to get the blue juice. Right? And when you ever know me to be a thief?
You told me the story. They told you, yeah, they said you stole it.
No. They said, I don't know. This just happened. I don't know if I told you this.
This is when I first came. This trip. When I first
Okay, that might have happened.
day.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
like that day.
Yeah, I was vexed because like I went in this store
It's
and
like
then
that day, my nigga.
I went in the store. Question is, when you ever know me to be a thief?
No, it's not about you being a thief. It's about the
Right,
situation being put on you at that time, right?
Right, but the thing is this: when you're adamantly against stealing, and somebody accuses you of being a thief,
It hurts your feelings.
right?
It feels like it crossed that feeling.
Right. Now, if you stole something and somebody's like, "You stole something," it is in your best interest to lie, right?
No, I don't.
I mean, I'm trying to make simple points here. I'm just trying to make simple points. It is in your best interest to be like, your best interest, not the situation. Your best interest to say, I did not steal because you did steal, right? If they say I'm gonna call the police, it's your best interest to get out of the situation, right?
Right.
If you didn't steal, because that's one thing, and you're adamantly against stealing, right? Because like you might be a motherfucker that might steal, but in this situation you didn't steal.
Because you can't think what people think about you.
No. It's not about what people think about me because at this point I'm standing in line. There's people that know me in the store. I don't even know they're there yet, and you're not allowed in here because you're a thief, right? So at that point now you're imposing on my whole worldview. You see what I'm saying? You're imposing on me, right? It's not, oh, okay, I'm gonna get out of here and not bring my business in here anymore. It's now because I happen to put myself in the freedom space where I can choose to do what I want to do with my day, right? So now if you got my attention, you got my cursor to click on your ass, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's your fault. You draw the attention. You was the advertisement in the corner that wanted me to go to your page. So now I'm gonna click.
I believe
I'm gonna click on your.
You'll get elected. I do believe in that there, but you gotta also.
I'll click on your page, okay, and let you know, okay, you got my attention, and then I'm gonna purchase your product. All right, and if your product ain't what you said it was gonna be, then what I'm gonna do after that is I'm going to sue you for false advertising.
You don't think that slows down whatever the real
No,
process.
it speeds up. Bro, I can show you the check stubs.
No, check what I'm saying.
No, I can show you the check stubs. It always speeds it up. 10 grand at a time, bro. Like, it speeds up the process.
What I'm saying is, bro, is I don't ever go looking this as far as
I don't go looking either. We're talking about natural reaction.
But nah,
We're
but
talking about
natural reaction. Though, listen what you're saying.
You know what? This
still
conversation
there,
is not. This conversation can't be productive, and the reason why is
because you.
because I am who I am, and
that's
no,
cool.
listen, and you want to have a conversation about me being who I am.
No.
Instead of having a juxtaposition
Check
and a
what I'm saying.
juxtaposition and go, okay, these are the perspectives, and where can this go? You see what I'm saying?
I think I am giving a perspective. I think
you are.
I think you're taking it personal
I
based
am.
off how you are. But it's not. This is just an alternative perspective. Perspective-wise, if I know that these people want to make me look like what they told their wives at one point, I'm a monkey, right? They're going to do everything in their ability to give me this chance. To
You
show
care
them.
what they think.
No, I don't. Look,
That perspective.
My perspective is I care.
That perspective cares what they think.
Listen,
Because at the end of the day,
listen, bro. I care. You even hear my perspective.
I have deduced that.
How and what? Based off of me making 3 lines?
Because what you're.
I haven't fallen into what I'm falling into. You gotta let it fall in.
Fall in.
So if I know I got a plan for that day, right? I got a plan for that day. I am not a new nigga. I am a nigga bred of niggas who have made it through the worst and everything, right? The same as you watch niggas come through you. You knew your grandfather, cowboy, all this, right? I knew my grandfather. All these niggas made it through real shit. This shit that I gotta go through is simple. But I know that their job is to try to turn me into this. So I just move around. I purposely do the speed limit. That's because I no longer want the issues of what I've witnessed my best friends, my cousins, all
And
simple
so-
side.
and
These
this
are
is-
the beginning start. I'm not, it ain't about what they think. It's about I got shit to do my day.
Bruh, and so, like,
if I'm gonna
but,
accomplish
like,
a
that's-
song that day, if I need a song done that day, if I give all the obstacles the ability of a second, I'm taking away from what I really want to do that day. I know that obstacle's there. I'm gonna go fucking around it. I don't jump on the expressway all the time. I go the quickest route. Other niggas want to take the expressway because they think it's the quickest way to get there, and then they go through the same.
It's all
problem.
about how your AI is programmed, right? Because my programming says this: I got time today.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
do. And think about
like-
this though. Okay, think about this one. When you say
I
that,
got time today.
my nigga, and that's how we met. Now check what I'm saying. We met in the terms of
I got time
your
today.
bubble. You're in your bubble. Nothing was approached your bubble, but your bubble at that time was I'm the only bubble in this building.
That's damn right.
All right, but nah, my nigga, it's other bubbles here, and the other bubbles that's here may feel some kind of
But
way.
that's not speaking to the situation we talking about. Because I agree with that. But no. You're talking about 50% of it.
Nah, but
Hold
you
on, let
got
me
a
finish
situation.
let me say what I'm about to say.
I dodged it a
Let me
couple
say what I'm
times.
about to say. Let me
We
say what I'm
dodged.
about to say. You're speaking 50% of it because what you're talking about is when my power is misused. And now you're asking me to not use my power when it's useful. You see what I'm saying? Like, and so that's not a good point.
That's not what I'm saying,
Because you're making an example.
No, I'm saying get to
You're
your
making an
power.
example to compare of how we will both agree that's when my power was misused. Right now, let me finish what I'm saying. You're making an example to say here's where your power was misused. At least if that's not what you're saying, that's how I'm looking at it.
It's not
right?
what I'm saying.
Okay, but that's how I'm looking at what you're saying. That's how I'm interpreting it through my filter. I know. So
I'm trying to
I
give
gotta
you
say
that.
this, bro. Come
Yeah.
on, let's do it for them. Let me say this to them. So I can make my point to them, not to you, so they can hear it and then they can try to figure out
Right.
who they agree with. Because it don't matter, but let me say it. So they're not like, oh you. Let me say it so they can hear it. All right. I just interpreted what you're saying is rewind what I just thought. See, that's why it's beneficial. Just let me say what I'm saying.
I can remember. You want me to give you the kickstart?
Yeah, kickstart.
Okay. Your kickstart is you think that I'm saying that because you have a high voltage of power, and I brought up a time when you misuse the power,
Right.
that means that you should walk around not with this power.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm explaining is this: there's a point from A to B, right? Right. Always, everywhere you go that day, you wake up that day, the destination is $2,000, $10,000, whatever your number is that day, right? Kids got to eat all that, right? It's a point from A to B. Now that we are adults, we know that not only because we are also who we are of certain colors, whatever it may be, right? That our point from A to B has other obstacles in it. It's got all kind of energies to move around. It's got trees, buildings, crabs, gunshots, police. Like it's a whole bunch of shit. So our job, to me, becomes how to quickly and efficiently move A to B.
Right.
If I now know,
Right. So
now if I know,
So what you just described, let me just regurgitate that back to you in my
Right.
you know what I'm saying, my words. What you just described to me is a maze. Right?
but it doesn't have to be.
Okay, I'm gonna describe it. All right. What you just described to me is a maze. And that maze is saying, okay, there's a system around us, right? And it puts up walls and barriers. And if I want to go from here to there, I could go through these walls from A to B, but the easiest way from A to B is to go through the maze, right? And so for me,
You want to go through the walls.
and the reason why I want to go through the walls is because I'm not going to participate in the maze. See, that's the falsification of the space.
Right.
They're saying the space, to move through this space, you must go this way, then that way, and I could also easily then fall into what you're saying is the trap. This is the trap.
Right.
Me not being myself is the trap. Not me having to deal with a little uncomfortability because there's a system that literally does not want me to be myself, right? And so if I just don't be myself, I won't have to notice that system. But this is what I'm interpreting. This is how I feel the dangers of what you're saying is. It doesn't matter if that's what you're saying or not. This is how I see, this is the danger I see.
Right.
In seeing it that way, right? So if I decide, okay, well, let me just walk along the walls and stay on the floor, then I might fall in the trap because the trap is going to be where they put the cheese, right? The cheeses walk straight, okay, and then the trap. And the trap might not look like a trap. This world is so sophisticated that the trap might look like what you wanted. And what you wanted might have been planted in you when you watch the commercial or when you went to this or that. And so
Right.
you might, if you going that way, but if you go this way, you can literally then start, like what we was talking about before we started the live, you can start to experience that self in
Right.
you. And then when somebody comes and they're like, hey, your self is imposing on me in some way, shape, or form that actually has nothing to do with you, you could be like, man, if you don't get out here with that, and anything else that comes at that is going to hit a force field.
I feel you.
It's going to hit a force field, and you're going to be like, look, and they're not going to want to speak to you or address you. They're going to be like, you know what, let me leave that dude alone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going to happen. But they need to look, but when you're in a new space, in a new environment, they need to learn that individually every time. So you're going to have to, so when you're driving down the street on your bike, right, if all them people knew Rasul, they would know he's well-intended and...
But they don't.
Right. So they have to learn, but so they have
actually wow.
So they have to learn now. You see what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm not gonna give them an opportunity to learn it later. We ain't gonna think about it later. They're gonna right now. You just met me, and so now you learn, right? And then boom, now that little bubble, which may disperse and go into the world and not be useful, at least that bubble know there's situations where I can shut the fuck up. You see what I'm saying? Because if that was the streets of Harlem and wasn't up in the short north, that man wouldn't have said nothing, even if it was a white lady. You see what I'm saying?
So this is the difference in also how I view using your same analogy, right? My shit is I've now watched niggas run through walls. And they started me running through walls. And then that wall ran back sometimes and you get a little bit bruised and your other nigga dies and this other nigga dies. And then you start thinking, wait a minute. You know what?
If you're doing that, you're going through the walls of reality.
Yeah,
you can finish. You can finish.
I feel like now I want to be smarter. Obviously, when I'm breaking these walls, they knowing whether to add bigger, better. What they're adding shit. So now I don't necessarily want them to know I'm breaking walls. And if I got enough niggas, I can go over top this motherfucker. If I got enough niggas that understand, bro, that we don't need to fucking go through this maze the way they want us to anymore. This isn't even a maze no more. You know what this becomes? The quickest fucking line to A to B. It's nothing to run around or run through. We'll run over you if we think at a better fucking, more calmer, peaceful level. Because breaking walls has only made you defend better. Because you're already up. You're already, mind you're a person who understands war and fighting well. If I'm already ahead of you, my nigga, I'm already thinking about, like, I'm already setting up body shots to make you get scared of this body, to open all that chin on up. Go ahead and get scared of this body, nigga. Oh, now I'm flinching about, like, you know what I'm saying? It's simple shit for people who know the chest of it, but it's still, you gotta learn it, right? Then you get to a nigga who knows how to feint. Now you get to a nigga who knows how to tap, 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 make you get, who never even touched your body, but got you so worried that you over here, you get what I'm saying? Like, it becomes different with that. I wanna go over top now, bro. I'm tired of running through walls because that shit slows me down. It injures me. I gotta fix something every time to stop getting to fucking the point.
Okay,
if I
so
have enough like-minded people, though, we're over time. We're over.
All right, so there's that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
That's not my approach. I chose that as my approach a long time ago.
As I chose.
I chose that. I don't think you chose my approach.
Nah,
Like
I
you
ran
chose something
through.
similar to it. And I'm gonna show you the
Yeah.
difference. What I'm about to say is set up to show you the difference between how you didn't choose my approach, but you feel like you chose that approach. Okay, so when you choose the group think, like not group think, the group theory, like you just said. You know what I'm saying? Like,
One group there. It's a singular theory.
but you were saying it involves
It
it takes other people involved, right?
We're all in the same maze.
Right, and so when we do that, right, it's important to realize. How do I say that? I want to say this right. It's important to realize that people are trivial, and even ones who delve in like right knowledge may have happened upon that. You understand what I'm saying? Like just happened upon right knowledge, and because they happened upon right knowledge, they feel as though, but no, they may deviate from that right knowledge because they just happened upon it. They didn't get proven that this was right knowledge. Yeah,
I agree.
you know what I'm saying?
But who am I to judge that?
Well, I'm not saying judge that. I'm making a point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now if you extrapolate that to the extent where if you extrapolate that to the extent where you look at it like this, the uh, the people who want to go with the group or try to get a group to move in that way are gonna have to be successful at weeding out these individuals who have happened upon right knowledge or what we deem to be right knowledge, right? In this group, right? We're like, this is the right knowledge, and now we got these people who have happened upon it, or you know what I'm saying? Like, and they may deviate. When people like that exist in any group, they don't just leave. You see what I'm saying? They leave and tear the wallpaper and shit with them. You know what I'm saying? I just need this, and that's it, and I'm going, and this, and that's it, and I'm leaving. That's all I need is this and this and that, and that's how they leave. You know what I'm saying? Like people who know that this is right knowledge are the ones who like they wind up saying stupid shit in court. Like
That's not gonna affect what I'm on. Fuck
I'm trying, I'm building. So now there's me, right? Who have tried that approach and learned that knowledge right there. So now there's me who knows the power of that and what I was looking for. So I'm like, okay, let me do a mathematical equation to say, why was that the right approach? The reason why that was the right approach is because the power in numbers. You see what I'm saying? And the power of mind influence. So what I have done is I made my personal energy on every level as intense as a group like that. You see what I'm saying? And so when I move through walls in the same fashion that I wouldn't be as affected, or I don't care of the collateral damage of the walls crumbling or the people who try to build the walls back up and put new stronger blocks in. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't mess up my personal enamel, therefore it's no sweat off my back. You see what I'm saying? Like
people's enamel?
It's in my personal enamel, because I don't have to go back and somebody's like, well, we should have done that, and then I gotta have a conversation with them like, no, here's why we should have done that, and blah, blah, blah. Instead of sitting there trudging through with the knife to stab my enemy in the neck. You see what I'm saying? Now listen, instead of trudging through wherever I'm trying to go to get them, I gotta stop and talk to myself for a second. You see what I'm saying? And go, no, listen, this is why we need doing this.
Enemies no more, bro.
Listen, if you don't got enemies no more, then that's on you. But the people who choose to get in your way, if you don't choose to see them as enemies, then that might not be in your best interest. Okay, obstacles, enemies. Okay, now we getting specific on the words, but the obstacle might have an optimal position.
I'm sure it does.
To take
what this system's about,
right.
right?
So the obstacle might have an optimal position at sometimes to take advantage of my position, and so in that position, I'm not gonna stop and talk to myself. I'm gonna attack when I have the window. So
like,
I'm.
That's a whole, like, even what I'm saying.
Who we got in this room? Who we got in this room right now? Hold on. Let me address who in the building. What's going on? Somebody in here right now. Say something. Say what's up. Say what's up. I know that's my man Demetrius or Movado. You know what I'm saying? But let your presence be known and like it. I mean, you in here. Let's get 100% likes. Like that joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what we talking about right? We trying to have a conversation, but we're not. We're arguing, but it still must be entertaining.
I'm not arguing at all. I think you might be arguing. But that's what I'm trying to tell you about our energies, my G. I don't have that no more. I went through being that, and it got me, bro. Before me and you met.
What's going on, son? It's my dude Movado. We don't really have a topic. We're kind of just rambling. Like
no, we have definitely a topic, ironically. And I think that you're missing the topic because
I'm missing the topic.
Because you're involved in it, like.
Well, you're involving me. You're involving me.
But that's because I'm not involving you in any type of energy that's making you feel that way. How you feel about the subject makes you feel that way.
No.
But that's what I'm trying to change. I'm not trying to change at all. I'm trying to express this other angle of it. My perception of this shit, bro, is I walked around as problem the most hated. And I felt like you're going to meet me and get better or stop doing whatever you were doing. And I walked the earth this way. And I was arrogant dick and made babies and the women said, you were that most worst person. And I was this energy, right? I blew through walls. And I had literally, whatever reason, the worst energy from it, right? Like everything I did then, to me, even though it got me it also...
Right,
it also
so you're not talking to me, you talking to you because...
Right, so check. So now I know this. I don't want to walk the maze. I want to go the fuck over the wall. Somebody is putting walls down there, and I should be able to go see what that nigga's doing. And I gotta want everybody to win to do that. I can't worry about a nigga who's gonna deviate the plan. Let him do what he wants to do. Just know this, nigga. Just know this. You ain't gotta do that no more. And you ain't gotta do that no more. Just know you can get over top this shit, and you can go do whatever the fuck you want. If you want to go be whatever, go do that shit. Don't fucking. Everyone can win on their end. We have to leave this shit to start doing any kind of winning. That's my vision of it. So I don't care to keep making noise and beating through they shit when I can get over top they shit. I want to run over they shit. I want to literally run across their shit.
Okay, but at the same time, at any point, because what we're talking about, we haven't said the word, but the word that we're talking about is assimilation. We're talking specifically about assimilation, okay? Which to me is a topic that is really like one of my like something that's real crucial to me, like
right.
Assimilation. Because first, like, I mean, this is historic. Like, you know, the way I feel about this situation, y'all need to go Google assimilation, so I ain't gotta sit here and actually explain it, but then you'll come back to this right here at this moment and understand this intensity, right? So you unfortunately used the right way the first time, but had the wrong power behind you, and so now you're avoiding the solution. Well, this is what I'm saying to you. Like, it don't have to be true, but this is literally like
how you're interpreting.
This is how I'm interpreting it, and I'm just saying it to you, right? And it like literally could just bounce off you. You know what I'm saying? Like, or it could be true for one of them. You know what I'm saying? And they can stick to them and bounce off you, or bounce off you and stick to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you, in my perspective, chose of the right method with the wrong fuel, the wrong code, the wrong aura, the wrong backing behind you. You see what I'm saying? Because there's always going to be a backlash from standing up to assimilation.
Right.
Always. There's always going to be a backlash to standing up to assimilation.
Right.
If you don't, and it's going to be harsh, right? And depending on how you're prepared to deal with that backlash, it's going to be how you decide whether what you did to get that backlash was worth doing or not, right? And it might make you want to like even overshoot your goals by saying, because it make like an achievable goal. That's how they say, like, if you make goals, you got to make steps, right? And you can get the steps to the goal, right? An achievable goal is there's a wall right here, right? Get something, knock it down. It's an achievable goal. Flying over the wall, although possible, may not be necessarily achievable goal. You know what I'm saying? For you in your little Minecraft world, you ain't got all the little stuff built together to kind of fly over the wall. You know what I'm saying? Like,
not even fly, but have you
but right. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm saying this. It's not you saying this. Don't correct what I'm saying. I'm saying it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, and your correction might be right, but this is my interpretation. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're trying to fly over the wall, you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's impossible, but if you're at the point where you're looking at a wall, then you probably already don't have the type of technology and research to be able to fly over walls. You probably wouldn't have been dealing with walls to begin with if you had that perspective to be like, well, we could just go the other route. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't even be right here at this situation, right? So if this is the situation you're at, you need to deal with it as it is, and you already know it is, how it is, right? As a person who has a system around you to assimilate you, you already know when you speak up, somebody gonna slap your hand, right? So you gotta put that enamel on your hands. You gotta know, and you it's just like, and this is kind of backwards, but it's kind of just like a true gangster. If he's in a beef with somebody and they're right here, right now, and that person says to them, "I'll be right back," it would be in the gangster's best interest, not in his legal defense best interest, not in nothing's best interest except for the moment's best interest to make sure that that person doesn't leave.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
in the world of the gangster.
Yeah, like that. It would be in that person's best interest to make. But let's say it would not. The person is a gangster. Let's say the person is just a regular schmojo, right?
Schmojo.
Right? A regular dude, right? White, black, or indifferent, right? Don't matter. Same guy says same thing to him. It's still in his best interest to make sure that that guy doesn't leave because he's coming back with smoke.
Right, but
and he obviously doesn't have it on him. So the only thing to get you in danger would be him leaving and coming back. So it doesn't matter what you do to make sure he doesn't leave, but it would be in your best interest to make sure he doesn't go nowhere.
And this is what I'm telling you. In all those situations you named, this is what I'm no longer. I, the wrong energy, bro. I had a name that pushed a negative connotation. I caught negative shit back. I don't want to be a gangster no more. I've lived and seen gangsters. I'm done with that.
Well,
shit.
my example wasn't about gangsters. It was about a gangster situation, which could happen to anybody.
But you got to put yourself in those situations.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
You could be getting out of your car at the
Right.
valet. At the valet, hop out the car, and then some gangster.
shoot
Yeah, well, not just shoot you, or a situation where you gotta talk and make decisions and stand on your ground and do all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Could just happen to you. So like, don't say like what you're saying is like if you choose a certain lifestyle or even ideology mentally, that automatically the world will start to change for you.
I believe it's so.
And I don't. You know what I'm saying?
But
And
I did it.
Okay.
I'm walking right now. Look what I'm saying. I'm walking looking at you saying, my nigga, I went through life thinking it had to be one way and gang banged my way through and shot my way through.
No, that's not what I'm advocating. That's not what I'm advocating. Standing up against.
No, I feel you. Standing up against the power. You assimilation. Standing up against
assimilation.
Okay, so I stood up my whole life. I'm talking about early. You know what I'm saying? Early football team assimilate. Like, fuck all that shit. I don't ever want to be in slave ball. I remember saying it when I was 15 years old.
My man that's watching right now is a very successful black man, right? Wait, and
I didn't get to
hold
make
on.
my statement.
I know, but I want to hear what he feels about what we're saying.
I can't even make my
yes,
rebuttal.
I want you to say your rebuttal. I do, but I want to hear what he thinks about what he's listened to so far.
I don't
all
think
right?
you got to hear his side yet, but you
Well,
got to say
I think he did. I don't know how long he's been watching for. Hey, Movado, let me ask you a question. You've heard our conversation thus far. We have literally been cyclic. So if you missed the beginning, we've been at it the whole time. So what do you think about what we're saying? You could say whether you agree with him or you disagree with me. And while you're coming up with that, he's gonna finish what he's saying right now.
When I moved through with that energy, bro, it was about me not ever assimilating. Fuck your school, fuck your team. I used to call on my own shit. Fuck when I stopped gangbanging. First of all, I'm under a group of niggas that supposed to uplift niggas and we killing niggas. Like this is just the backwardest shit I ever heard of. So everything that I did in my life was against jumping into this shit. But how I went about that shit, bro, I had to change how I brought my energy. So when I mentioned even that's literally how I started going through this second rotation of all this shit was I no longer want no negative energy when I move in. So I stay out of their way. I drive the fucking speed limit. I like to smoke in my car, as you know. I like to smoke when I drive. So I know if you pull me over, it's gonna be an issue. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna allow you to pull me over. I'm gonna make sure that I move comfortably in my mode. Fuck your mode. I'm gonna come comfortably in my mode. Now you're not gonna get the purpose accidentally shit on my bubble. I have to shit back. You shit in my bubble. You know what I'm saying? But I'm never gonna allow you by change. You're gonna have to literally, for you to be a person to come to my, that's how I always say shit. If I get into a fight after 5 years ago, you gotta be a crazy nigga to fight. Because I'm doing everything to diffuse every situation. I don't show up at the party. I don't drink. I don't move in their circles. I move in my circles. I try to stay in the studio. You can change your lifestyle, but you can still run. You can, but you don't have to be chaos all day.
No, you have to have a mechanism built for these situations. Yeah. You have to when you're playing Minecraft, okay, and you're on level 1 and you got the wooden axe, right? That's good for level 1, and it's an axe, so it'll get you through. But you had better, right? Start mining and stuff to build the stone axe. You see what I'm saying? Because you're gonna need one. That wooden axe is gonna wear out real soon, and you're gonna need a stone axe. You're gonna need to be ready no matter what your ideology is for what's out there. Because and that's literally what I'm saying. I think that's what he was.
I'm not saying not be ready. I'm still saying be prepared.
And also, I think there's a small discrepancy. There's a very small discrepancy, and I think there's a small discrepancy in how you're interpreting what I'm saying because of the creativity of my examples, which would be my fault. So,
to move loudly?
No, because and let me say what the discrepancy is. Because I'm saying stand up against assimilation, almost in a like Martin Luther King with the Malcolm X and a Muhammad Ali twist to it, right? And so like that's kind of what I'm saying. Listen, this is what I'm saying, right? So now, with that being what I'm saying, I might make an example of some gangster shit happening to make an example of, okay, assimilation because it's two sides to it. There's someone who's trying to impose what their life is on you, and that could be from the dark side, or it could be from the light side, or it could be from the white side, right? And so it could be from the right side, right? And so this is all the things you have challenging against you. But the mechanism is stand up against. It doesn't mean that you're being gangster, but sometimes you got to stand up to situations in a way that it's somebody, because the most successful people actually have the same ideology that I have. And I learned that from being around millionaires. And then I be talking to them and they be talking just like me. And the thing is they use these skills in boardrooms with little micro manipulations and like little stuff like that. They use these same skills to navigate and be like, nope, I'll take the hurdle and I'll hop it because I got strong legs.
And they realize to not be around chaos no more.
But sometimes they also know
But
that
they know it's there,
they know that that's chaos, and that wait, let me say what I'm about to say. That's chaos, which right now is a very, very, very lucrative situation for me. So I'm gonna go in there with my tools so that I don't get wet and you know what I'm saying, chaos on me. But I'm gonna go harvest whatever it is in that chaos that is pertaining to my business, because that's some people's business. Your bro, like Maury is in that business.
You think Maury be around chaos?
He has to get on his set. Listen, bro, I'm not on his set.
Yeah.
Okay, there's chaos. His life might be a whole nother thing going on, right? Right, and so I agree with that. But he has to be and broadcast and be around that to get to his capital. Listen, bro, look, you can't divert this point. He has to be around complete and utter chaos and muckiness.
They're assimilated at that point. That's not chaos.
Okay.
That's his. He's assimilated. He's already cashed a check to control these certain niggas to know, first off, nigga, what you won't ever do before you even walk in this building is put your hand on Maury. You're not going to put your hand on nothing. So he's not in
well, it's not about his hand. I'm not talking about somebody. But you're looking at it. No, somebody might be like, yo, bro. Somebody might
Maury
like.
Povich floats around in linen off.
Right, but my point is that he personally is the enamel that allowed him to make that messy situation not messy for him, because easily the media could be like, oh, this is wrong, or a situation where a specific topic or a specific person he had on there could be characterized as this or that, and then the people could attack him. But he has
power in the media too.
He has a specific enamel where he could deal with messy situations. And there's no way to deviate what I'm saying. And also, let's take this example as an example of what I've been trying to say the whole time. This conversation literally is a microscope instead of a macroscope. And the reason why it's a microscope is because when I make an example, we then talk about the example. We're not talking about what the example was trying to spotlight. You see what I'm saying? And that's literally why we're here. We're just coming down and we're looking at the macro level of what we're saying. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's becoming you talking about you and me talking about me. But we could take the same prompts and look up into a telescope instead of a microscope and look out. You see what I'm saying? And that's I think that's what my hastiness is in this situation. I want to get to the point where I say something and then your response will be looking through the telescope instead of the microscope.
But I think that I am looking through the telescope.
Well, then, that's what you think, and I think opposite, then we obviously need to talk.
Because I think what you're doing is while I'm telling you to look through the telescope, you're looking through the other side, and it's making you see the microscope.
So if you're saying the opposite of what I'm saying,
not the opposite. It's the same line. It's just that the approach is different. Your approach is still, we're going to go pound.
No, if that's necessary, because I got finesse.
That's what I'm saying. But
I got finesse.
So in the examples that you started this conversation on, right? I named before we started 3 to 4 things that weren't necessary for none of that to happen.
Right, but right. But so here,
make my point.
I know, but I want to bridge off that for 1 second because this helps me make you look, yo, bro. Okay, but I interrupted you and now they don't hear nothing, so let me say. All right.
I can't make the point.
Go ahead.
Bro,
I was trying to respond to what you said, and now I don't remember what you said because we had to.
Right, but I'm not even having that problem.
I'm having that problem. I wanted to respond to what you said because it would have shed light on what you were saying. But
that
go
was
ahead.
my light. My light is this.
No,
is that in the situation.
You shed light on what you saying. I'm trying to shed light on what you said.
In the telescope broad view, I've witnessed generations now. We're not free for one. We're in our second and third free generation, and niggas see the same obstacles And instead of literally being like, hey, bro, I now know that that's a trap door, and that's a trap door, and that's a trap door, I'm no longer just running across this shit. I know that they're coming. I'm not even giving them the loud way to do that shit. I'm going to do my way, the way I know I
All
can
right.
do.
So I'm sitting.
Loudly as shit is my way, so
I'm.
that you can't bother me on my way. So when
I'm.
you stop me on my bike,
Here's how you
driving,
can't bother me on my way. I built a fence around my fortress.
right,
Right. I got the sustainability to grow everything people eat right there.
right,
I even got set up for livestock, and I'm a vegetarian. Okay.
right,
Right. So I feel you, but my ideology and the way I roll, I have the enamel to have every fucker who don't want to deal with the truth of me be gone. And I practiced it. Like I literally got rid of every person in my life except for people who I really rock with. And like you are one of like less than 5 people who've been here. You know what I'm saying? Like
but that's a microscope view of what we're talking
no,
about.
that's a telescope view because I'm far away from everything else, and I need a telescope to be able to see it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's not a microscope because I am the viewer. I am the beholder looking at the beauty.
Right.
So I'm not gonna sit here. It's the microscope. When I say it's a microscope, you're like if I were to say, okay, if Santa Claus, I ain't talking about Santa Claus or Christmas, but there's a dynamic in what I'm about to say about Santa Claus that pertains to what we were talking about mechanical engineering, right? And so now I say Santa Claus such and such. Now the rest of the conversation is going to be Christmas themed or Santa Claus themed, and it's going to have Santa Claus sprinkled all in it, and that's going to be the seed to understand that this is a microscope because now we're talking about the example, and we're not. Oh, and this is what I wanted to say. Like when I interrupted you, I wanted to say that. You trying to show me something, and that's why this is a microscope. Because no, well, that's what you said, and that's why when I interrupted you, I interrupted you because you said something like, "Well, I'm trying to show you this," or "I'm trying to respond. Here's what I see. What's wrong with what you? There's this and this, and I want to show you how you could do that better, right?" And so, well, that's we could rewind it, and you would see the point where I said, if you rewind this, you would see the point where I said he interrupted me. Where I went to interrupt him was where he said to me about how he was like, okay, here's what you're saying, and now I want to talk about that. And what I wanted to do was say what I was saying and not talk about what I actually addressed the things I did wrong in the situation before he got a response. So like I did that as a way to help as like the borders, like for the bowling ball to get to the pins, like because the pins are over there and they're much greater than the gutter. Right, and the gutter would be, let's talk about where I went wrong in this conversation. So I'm gonna address the gutter and put the borders up, okay? And now I want you to see the greater thing I'm saying, which was the greater thing that I was saying, which we never got. Now we're not talking about that. We're actually talking about the difference between me and him.
No.
I want to hear what Movado just said. That's what we're talking. If you look up, it's right here.
About if you were going through,
you can change your left double. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And this is what I'm saying. Bro, I have to disagree. My fortress can be
rest in peace, homie.
Can be breached. You can be driving. Wait, bro. Read that.
He said you can be driving, following all the rules, and the wrong cop can change all that. This is correct. But now the way that he has the law to defend himself, to me, I know for sure when the wrong cop is being the wrong, if I happen to live out that situation, I now can properly defend myself. Well, what reason, officer, did you have to pull me over? That's going to now be on their tape. That's the real side of it. So now I know when I do something dumb, I'm setting myself up for them, for the wrong cop to have more reasons to fuck with me. I now know officers. I now know if I'm doing 75 in the 55, I'm setting up a chance for the wrong officer to have a better chance to fuck with me. So I'm gonna be smoking. I know I'm gonna live my way. I live how I live. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to bend my way. I'm gonna move in the fucking lanes that I can feel comfortable in so I can defend myself properly. You walk up on me the wrong way, my CCW, so I can protect myself. You cannot, you know what I'm saying? I'm situated to calmly hold myself, but I'm no longer just gonna brashly walk.
I was on tour in the beginning of the year, right?
Yes, sir.
And like Yeah, it was like
We'll do
it
it.
was,
Finish your thing.
it was a national tour. So and then it was just all this company stuff. So I had a roommate in my hotel.
Right.
Right, cool guy. Like nothing against him. Right, young, so he playful. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he made the mistake. He was in the bathroom, right, when I was coming into the hotel room.
Right.
He made the mistake of noticing I was coming and was like, oh, I'm gonna scare Rasul, right? He gonna jump out and scare me. So he made the mistake. You know how the hotel, the bathroom door is right next to the entrance door,
Right.
right? So when I come in, it's dark. Before I can even hit the light, he jumps out of the little hallway leading to the
On some funny shit.
yeah, trying to fuck around. You know what I'm saying? And got snuffed. Like, wow, not even like I wasn't like startled, nothing. Just like,
Reaction.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he's like, "Whoa, snap, son, you ready? That stuff you talking? Oh man, like, you know what I'm saying?" And he knew, he already automatically knew I was playing too much, and I was playing with somebody who ready. He ain't had no complaints, and this ain't like we're talking about a lily white dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't had no complaints with the fact that he got cold snuffed in the face.
He played the game.
He understood, right?
You're honestly agreeing with my point. He played that game. He knew what was up.
Right.
If I'm playing with fire, I know that these niggas is not gonna play with me.
So I'm glad you agree with me. But my point here is that because it wasn't that because I wasn't playing no games. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know we was in a game. My point is I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my point. Like I'm just ready. So like
You know what I know about the law? This is their game.
right, but
And
that's
on the other side,
you
when
got a
they
reaction
play
out of me.
yeah,
You got a
when
reaction
that
out of me that he
nigga
could have
he's
pressed
playing-
charges.
Yeah, right.
He could have pressed
And
charges.
see what I'm saying?
But that's
And
why I
then-
rock with him because he
I'm
knew that
talking
he was
about
wrong.
on all these sides, bro. That's what all these niggas ever think about is pressing charges. And when it all comes to that shit that you know at the law, I know this. If I'm in the right, I'm in the right. If I wasn't doing that and that man said something crazy to me and I punched that nigga in his mouth in the situation, I know that, hey, after this all goes down, the law is going to say, well, you did stop him. You did stop me with derogatory slander of my name. And all, listen, in every situation, if you're in the right, you're in the right. In the store situation, you did stop me and slander my name. You did put a whole lie on me. That's a real thing. But if I'm in the right, I know I'm in the right. I'm good. I just stay out they wrongs, bro. Fuck they wrongs. I'm cool. I got babies to feed. I got shit to get to all day. If a nigga really don't want no smoke, you could tell this nigga don't want no smoke. I'm out of here, bro. I laugh at niggas in these days. I'm cool, bro. I got babies to go home to. Black Eyes is not in my fucking cool name. Now, if I really see we smoke time, we smoking. You know what I'm saying? Just get that truck wagon going.
All right, so here's my thing, right?
But
You just brought a beautiful example to me.
Yeah.
Beautiful example. So I had this guy, right? This was like a couple years ago. I was renting like an art studio space from this guy, right? And his friend was over there, right? And me and the guy I was renting from, we was having a debate, like we're having a debate right now, like a
Right.
fundamental, nice little, you know what I'm saying? Go at it. Nobody's in danger. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just we having a nice little run. You know what I'm saying? Like, and his friend decides he don't like what I'm saying, and he gonna put me out of the place that I'm renting because he's the friend of the guy who I'm arguing with.
But
right?
he lives there?
No.
This is your
No.
roommate?
No, it was a roommate. It was an art space that I'm renting.
He
Right?
was gonna put you out the art.
The
space.
guy who's friends with the landlord of the art space decides he didn't like the way I was talking to the landlord in our nice little friendly argument. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And now he ups and just goes to put me out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even have to check him, right? Which I would have done. Like, bruh, you get out first off. I pay rent here, and like you're here visiting with this guy.
Somebody else.
Yeah, and he can get out too, even though this is his, because it's mine. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
And he's here because he's here on friendly terms as a friend, and we're having a friendly argument as friends, and we could do that. But now you, you know what I'm saying, are jumping to all types of conclusions that you don't.
Need to even be in this conversation.
Right. So before I could check him, my friend, the landlord, is like, bro, blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't got no rights to be saying nothing to nobody. Like, we're having a friendly argument, and this ain't your space to be saying nothing like that.
Right.
You need to apologize to Rasul right now, and then you need to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so he apologized. And I didn't accept his apology. And the reason why I didn't accept his apology is this, because when he decided to kick me out, Get out of here. If I would have listened, he would, and his boy wouldn't have checked him. He wouldn't have never apologized to me. He wouldn't have found that was wrong. You see what I'm saying? He would have found that he had dominance, or he would have used his false dominance over me and was happy that I bit the bait. Right. You see what I'm saying? And went with that. But the reason, first, that I bucked, and second, that dude checked him, then he has to apologize to stay in good graces where he done fucked up, almost like a job or something like that, right? Like, oh, I done overstepped my boundaries, now I gotta apologize to stay in the graces I want to be in. You see what I'm saying? I don't accept that type of apology. You see what I'm saying? Just like when I punched the guy in the face on reflex. You see what I'm saying? Like, if he didn't apologize to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knew the situation. But if he would have, you see what I'm saying, apologize, like, hey, I'm sorry, I wouldn't have been like, hey, it's no sweat off my back. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I just jabbed you in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not going to accept that apology either. I might actually, in that situation, offer one. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I knew that he didn't intend to harm me, and he was a victim of my reflexes. You know what I'm saying? So I might actually offer an apology there. But I'm not going to accept his apology, right? So in the same sense, if somebody tries to violate me with false dominance, and I choose to buck on that false dominance, right? Then, if they apologize because of some forces in there, it's like, dog, you wrong, and they get checked, whether it's me or outside forces. Right. You see what I'm saying? I'm not accepting your apology because you just tried to run with some bullshit. You see what I'm saying? You just tried to
learn all the other
right.
side of that shit too.
Right.
And now also, I don't stay in art spaces. Fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the new lesson. Like, this is all I'm saying. After I do these things, that's what I'm taking from it. How do I diffuse this all the way? You know what? First off, I'm done with that shit. So, because that way I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? That's how I move now, bro. Like, I got pulled on first time, not doing that no more. With the jail the first time, yep, this is whack. Cool on this shit. You know what I'm saying? First time I let a nigga sneak me, I was like, man, I don't like, I sit, when I come to people's house, you ever watch this shit? When I come in your house, my back is always facing the door. I don't sit with my back to open shit. I can't. I just can't. I've been put to sleep on the side, on tape, McDonald's camera, whooping a nigga
Bruh,
sleep.
You see how that cabinet sticks out right there when you come through that kitchen?
Mm-hmm.
Because of that, the way that's set up, I know I can hit my head. So literally, every time I walk through that door, I put my hand on it. Yes. I put my hand on the cabinet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's all I'm saying. Now that I move, that's how I think everyone should pass that along too. We should pass along the patience of saying, bro, yeah, we can beat this system, but we gotta beat it.
I never hit my head either.
But we gotta beat it in the broad spectrum. We gotta understand that these niggas is gonna throw up every type of an obstacle. The law is the first fucking what's the defense? The first line of defense is they shit, right? The shit is we made this shit before you was even fucking free to understand what we were fucking doing. It was a defense. It's defending you. You feel me? So now I get it. How many of my niggas I gotta see bite the same bullet? You will never catch me in that shit. That's just me. I don't want to move like that. And I feel like this when I move with people that I meet that know what they speaking about, know how to move amongst the law and shit. Yeah, some of these niggas are reckless rascals. Some of these niggas,
I'm not reckless,
not like that, but you like some of that.
I'm just ready to go. Like, look,
the same way, but some of these niggas are also like Nessie style niggas.
Look, you see this? Look at that. Right, that's a ski mask, right?
Right.
Dude was pulling up on my wife while she driving. Acting crazy in the back. Right? You know I got a truck. I bought it from you. Right? So next time he looked up, what was in that back window?
I don't know.
A ski masked face.
Oh, when he put up.
Yeah, like when he stopped at the red light.
Right.
He doing all that and trying to intimidate my wife while she driving. He pulled up to a ski mask face, looking at him through the back window. I ain't make no gestures. I ain't do nothing. I just had my ski mask on, sitting in the back window, looking at him.
Prepared.
Now, he had to think, damn, I just intimidated this female driver or somebody just trying to act and doing the most, right? Mm-hmm. Now I gotta run a red light because of my uncomfortableness of what I have done, because I see that there's a golem or a sentinel or a watchman or a gargoyle sitting on the building. You see what I'm saying? Now I see the gargoyle on the building. Now I gotta run a red light.
It's Krampus time too. Now they're Krampus.
Yeah, now I gotta run a red light. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, same thing happened. Old girl, right? You know, we had to park and get out the car and do something. Put the blinkers on, right? When you put the blinkers on, what people were supposed to do?
Go around you,
right? So why this little girl of another descent gonna pull up behind the car and start honking, right? Don't see me, just see my wife, right? Me, get out the way, and they're doing the most, right? Now I'm out there, but I don't look like I'm with her because I'm not near the car. So now I walk up to her and I go, in between the bumpers, she right there, point at the blinkers. You don't see these blinkers? Right? So she sit there all mad. Then, situation, get in the car, take the blinkers off, get them moving, right?
Right.
Traffic gets to moving. She pulls up next to us, gives us the finger, right? Says, because she was honking, and I was like, yo, you cut that out. You know what I'm saying? That's jarring. You know what I'm saying? You standing right here, I'm right here. You see blinkers, like, go around us. Like, you know what I'm saying? You sitting there honking. So she pulls up, gives us the finger, and starts to honking. Right? So I get out the car. Right? Because now what she's doing is she's pulling into the parking spot right there.
Right.
Right? You're going to pull into the parking spot right there, but it was like a parking deck with the gate. Right? So she had to stop at the gate. So I walk up to her and I'm like, you see how much time I have to converse with you, to have a conversation with you, to like get out my car and like give you what you're asking for? You see how much time I got? Actually, you can't even get to the little card to put into the thing, right? And like I was really about what you're about, then you would be having a problem right now, wouldn't you? And she's like, yes, I'm so sorry. I'm like, why are you sorry? It just happened 20 seconds ago. And the only reason you're sorry is because this little gate wasn't far enough from the situation you caused. And then the people, everybody saw this, right? Cars, because it's slow traffic. And they're seeing all this, and they're like, you a dumb little girl. Like, why would you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't even get away from the situation because she asking him for help. Like, please, do you see him? It's like, he trying to teach you a lesson. You see what I'm saying? Right. So, I don't stop to not. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you your lesson. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that this lady almost ran me and my wife off the road one time. This is a lot of road rage stuff, but this be the times where I really jump into action. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where people start acting super ignorant and they need to be talked to. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So this lady, she had like a big old truck. She had all her kids in the truck, right? And she ran my family off the road because it was like hard to get onto the ramp. It was a bad situation in the traffic, and she like ran the whole family off the road so she can get hers with her big truck. Thinking, I got a big truck, F you. You know what I'm saying? Like, came through and ran us off the road. So here we are in traffic. I'm ran off the road, but everybody stopped. So I get out the car and walk up to her car and go, you see how much time we have here? It's like we could talk about what you just did, like with your family in the car. Like, do you understand? Like you're in a rush to get in front of me so that you could stop in front of me, but you almost put my life in danger, and you expect me to be okay with that because you have a big truck? And now she apologized. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if she will be sitting there going, yeah, kid, you see what the truck do if I didn't get out the car? Right. You know what I'm saying? So like, dude almost runs me over on my skateboard, right? To get to a red light. So he gets to the red light, and I walk up to him with the skateboard going, you know, most skateboarders knock your glass out. Most skateboarders knock your glass out when they get the opportunity like this. You should think about that. And on the other side, if you would have did what you were trying to do, I'd be probably in the hospital. But let's think about your goal. You wanted to get to this red light and stop before me.
That's what people want to do.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you gotta let people know like what they dealing with, what they saying. Who in this room right now, man? What's going on? If it's a new person outside of Movado, can you please go ahead and like that so that we can get 100% people liking this? I got my man Peter MC right here. As y'all know, I'm Rasul Elder. We're having a fundamental disagreement. And
I don't have disagreements, man. I just have understandings, man. My whole version of how I interpret life is different, man. I just have understandings. I don't disagree with nobody. I let everyone, in a sense, live their way as long as it don't conflict with my living or my babies. Like, however you're gonna go, I can't affect that, man. I can only affect the things that are around me. So I move that way. I had at one point in time, I learned to control how I gave out my energy, and I stopped having those problems. I've been in LA for 2 years and some change, and literally the only time that I had any issues. I knew I knew the energy was already like when I went. I was in bad energy. I knew what that area was about. I don't have it now. Yeah, the house will burn down, and that's some shit you can't plan for. But as far as situations where people went out there, I moved around Crips, I moved around Bloods, I moved around people moving with Dracos in their pants. I moved around like I remember the first time ordering the first time I ordered I had like a big order of weed. I had got a quarter pound to smoke when I first got my first apartment there, and I get on that fucking in his bag.
Movado just asked you a question.
What system are you talking about?
I don't know how long ago that was, though.
I don't have no faith in the system.
Yeah, it was a couple seconds ago.
Nah, my thing is not to have faith in the system at all. It's just strictly understanding that that system exists. If I'm inside of it, and I
This is
know
what he said. He said, remember you are a black man in America.
yeah, facts. Every day. That's what I'm saying. So me knowing how this shit works, I know it's gonna use against me. That's why I don't move in they shit no more. I move how I move. The pleasures and the vices that I have from that I even consider holding on are mine. I chose them. You know what I'm saying? And I move to comfortably make sure my kids and myself move comfortable. That's it. And after that, I'm set up to properly defend myself. I'm not set up to be, and as we met, I'm set up to properly defend myself. I don't come to sit there and jar a lot of times. I do want to drop righteous songs. I do want to drop fucking entertaining songs. You know what I'm saying? I love having a good time.
Let's change it up a little bit. Because you brought that energy in, and I do want to change it up a little bit. You said you talked about songs. You said something about music. Yeah. So I'm gonna conduct a little interview on you, and then you conduct one on me. We could just shoot random questions. I'm gonna go
start first.
All right, you start first. We go 3 for 3. All right, 3 questions. Try to keep it brief responses or
3 questions about what music wise?
whatever you want. Yeah, you're the interviewer.
Music wise.
Yeah, or music career, or delving into that, or whatever. Like
Last song you created.
the last song I created
Yeah.
was a couple days ago. I was working on a song that so my wife wrote a song the other night, and I bogarted it. I was like, yo, that's dope. Oh snap! And so her song was about like kind of what we're talking about, like the spiritual aspect of like seeing the strength in yourself and what you're gonna do about that and all this, and like getting to your goals. You know what I'm saying? And avoiding everything else. Like that's what her song was about. And I had drew inspiration from that, but like I didn't speak on her subject. I really was talking to Tekashi 6ix9ine, right? I just talked to him like, but as a community, not as an individual, right? Like to the Tekashi 6ix9ines of the youth. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I can actually share a little words if I can remember it. I said, I can't remember what I said, but if I can remember the first word, I remember the whole goddamn thing, but can't remember the first word. But it's dope. I was just speaking on shit. Like I said something like, I could give you one of the bars maybe. Like I said, I said, I can remember the end of that bar. But I can't. So, yeah. I said the path to the pocket leads straight to the knees, right? I prophesy prophecy, teach to succeed. But those is like the little filler bars. I can't think of the bars. I can't think of the bars. But yeah, that was the last song I
How close is your last song to your first song? Like in relation, skill wise and technical wise and lyric wise. Like how close is your first song to this last song?
That's a good question. I love that question. My first song was Visions, right? Well, actually, I'm gonna call that my first song. The other couple I wrote was like literally 3rd grade.
Nah, the
like
first, your 3rd grade.
You want that one?
Your first song, the first time you're like, I don't know if you had a concept. I don't
know. No, it's Buffalo Breath. Yo,
had...
Buffalo Breath. If that's what they call you, that's what they call you. That's what they call you. Buffalo Breath. If that's what they call you, that's what they'll call you today. Has this ever happened when you open your mouth? The leaves turn brown and the birds fly south. You try to share, but the people don't care because your breath put a hole in the ozone layer. Has this ever happened when you're chewing gum? The gum jumps out and it starts to run. You try to chew, but you haven't got a prayer cause your breath put a hole in the ozone layer. Yo, buffalo breath. That was my third grade. I wrote that in third grade. Killed it. The kids loved it. I did that shit in seventh grade for a little talent show. Got booed off stage.
So
I had to change it up. Yeah, I had to change it up. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's literally the only time I ever got booed in my life. Seventh grade, it was like, you got to change this shit. But we heard this. Like, actually, it was a bunch of kids who never even met me before. It was like, new school. They was like, oh, I'm about to hit them with the buffalo breath. Like, I remember that reaction. I did not get that reaction. But, so how close is buffalo breath
to Takashi?
I think I'm flawed in the fact that I started writing songs too early. Because my first official song, like the one I recorded and like
Sheesh.
would be closer to the it was called Vision. It was like I can't remember what I was saying, but I was talking about some deep shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like some like you know what I'm saying? Like I cut you what I say? I cut you in the sixes, place your limbs in different longitude positions, so when it glistens, you wouldn't have the privilege of the sun touching your whole body at the same instant. I was trying to be on some cannabis shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, super introspective, deep shit. So, that song would be a little more similar to the last song I wrote than Buffalo Breath. You know, Buffalo Breath is like, could be some litty meme shit right now, though. You know what I'm saying? I might need to revisit Buffalo Breath. Give that. Give it to my daughter or somebody because she borrowed my. Right, yeah, I might have to give.
Buffalo Breath, that's like a kid diss song.
Oh yes, and my bars on it, like you gotta hear the verses. Like I was,
kid,
I was barring it up, bro. It was crazy. Yeah, and the little kids in third grade, they were like, woo! But you know what I'm saying? Like seventh grade, they wasn't feeling that. They wasn't feeling Buffalo Breath. I had to come with something else. So I decided to jack a Outkast song because I didn't think nobody ever heard Outkast. And I got called out by the white kid on the school bus. That was the most embarrassing thing ever. So then I learned don't jack songs from who you think is obscure. They might not just be from Atlanta, motherfucker. They might blow the fuck up.
What's at the end of your rap story?
The end of my rap story?
Yeah, like at the very end from rap, what is it that you want?
I already got everything I want from rap. So we could say I could tell you my end of my rap story right now. Because I ain't going to say the book is closed. But if the question is what do I want from rap, then I already got it. You know what I'm saying? So, what do I want from rap? I want the ability to travel all over the world with limited fees, to be able to have a network. Yeah, you still gotta pay something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got a little subsidy on there. The ability to have friends in high places all over the world and call upon those resources, not non-financially when needed. You know what I'm saying? Which I got that. To be able to have a place of residence and a compound based off of what I earned from that. Got that. And to reach my true audience. Which I want to speak a little bit deeper on that. When I always came from a traditional hip hop sense, like rap, like from New Jersey, like the Puritan hip hop. But I didn't pop off until I started touring with punk rock bands. So for the first couple years of me seeing big audiences, it was a bunch of white folks, which I had no problem with. They were dancing, they were enjoying it, and they were genuinely supporting what I was doing, and they're still fans of it today. But at the time, and I won't say now, the stuff I write now does pertain to everybody, but at the time, I was really talking to us. You know what I'm saying? And so at the time, I felt like I wasn't reaching my audience. Even though I was getting like the ability to tour, travel, I felt like I was jealous of my peers who was doing the same thing I was doing, but all they hands up was black. I had like in the back of my mind, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't feel fulfilled because of that. And yeah, but no, here's what's deeper. There's something deeper on top of that because now all the hands that's up is white, black, and indifferent, right? And I feel like I'm talking to my audience. So my goal was I want to be talking to my audience, and instead of like narrowing my audience down, I brought it myself and made my audience more wide. You know what I'm saying? So I became a person of the world instead of trying to bring the world to my small view. You know what I'm saying?
Me and my ex, when we got together, we went to a Schoolboy Q show in Cincinnati. You hit the Schoolboy?
Yeah.
Right, so we went to Schoolboy at Bogart's, right?
Yeah.
And the only 7 black people at the Schoolboy show was like niggas we knew. Like somehow it was deep. As
Wait,
fuck.
it's gonna be like that
It was
though.
deep because we're in Cincinnati and it's
It's
like
gonna
all
be
day
like that.
niggas and shit. So
Can I throw a micro story on top of that? Because you just spoke to something. I just a little micro story.
That's
Take
what
1
I'm
second.
saying.
One sentence story. Me and my friends we saw a commercial on TV, went to Blockbuster Video to grab what the commercial advertised to us.
Right.
And at the moment we went to grab it, there was two people that looked just like us, wearing the same thing, who saw the same commercial coming to grab that same product. You know what I'm saying? So, and we didn't know them, but it's still like, yo, people, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Check, we have this show, right? Schoolboy Q, right? And you gotta think when Schoolboy dropped this album, this is the return of gangster rap. There is no gangster rap at the time like that. It's just like, you know, whatever that trap rap niggas. It's not like gangster niggas, like West Coast gangster rap, right? So he's like bringing back that yop yop shit, and then he gets on stage. I saw the back. I seen Isaiah Rashad. That's how I want to say that. I seen Isaiah Rashad. You know what I'm saying? Before he was Isaiah Rashad, I met Isaiah Rashad. You know what I'm saying?
that happened to me with, what's this guy's name? John Legend. And I dissed him. Like I dissed him. I was like, damn. Then I heard this song. I was like, God
We
damn.
love you, John. That's my nigga's cousin. That's my people. So
Fuck that up.
yeah, we love you, John. So fucking, we're at this show and I'm watching Schoolboy on stage, right? And this song I love. He's like, my nigga, my nigga, my nigga. And this is a crowd of white boys. And I'm thinking to myself, yo, how many cities has he had to do this? Like, this has to be like something like you made nigga gangster rap, but your fans, whole college of white boys, and they paid they fucking nigga pass ticket that day. They paid they $30, $40, $50 a ticket to come in the crowd and say nigga, and like they be looking like, do we just punch out a whole crowd of white? Like, do you punch?
You gotta
out?
line them up, yeah, like dominoes. You gotta
Bro,
get them in line
that's what
before
I'm
they
saying,
start.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, get them all in, like.
He's doing a whole set of niggas. So have you heard this nigga's album? You know what this album sounds like? This is what all it's like. It's nothing but literally. This the thing about it. College white boys who bought their own ticket for themselves, not like.
But I wasn't saying nigga in my music back then. So the thing was, I still wasn't speaking to my audience. I was saying shit like, yeah, I ain't gonna say what I was saying.
Like that.
But I wasn't speaking to my audience. But you got
that vision though. That's a weird vision to me. If I did that, if I did a song that I knew was for niggas, and
right.
it's just
You
whack
look
me
up.
out.
That happened to there's a story that happened to Dead President did. You know what I'm saying? They was doing RBG music for the black people. You know what I'm saying? Like you look up and it's like all these white people like RBG.
And shout out to the conscious white people that really understood. Like I try to make sense of that. It's a difference between like.
No, I got most of my friends are white. Let's
you know
just
what I'm
be.
saying? Those who
let's be
see and those who really see. Like it's not like
Yeah,
they understand the under system too. So that's all I'm saying.
No, I mean we all here, but I'm in like when a white person come to the table, they come as a white person. You know what I'm saying? When a white person comes to, they come as a white person. When an Indian person comes to the table, they come as an Indian person. When a Chinese person comes to the table, and we can share with, but when we come to the table, they expect us to assimilate with one of them goddamn things. We can't come as us with our culture, and so that's the thing I'm saying. Like I want to bring just me, and I don't want the pressures to have to not be me. You know what I'm saying? F that. But you owe me a question, or I can start asking you questions.
Which one you? What's your favorite song you've made? My question game is on 99. If I was on Madden, bro.
You got good questions. My questions aren't going to be as good as yours. I don't even
Madden,
know what my questions are, but I know that they're not going to be.
99.
I know my questions aren't going to be as good as yours. You asked some amazing questions.
99.
Definitely, probably on the Hexagon soundtrack. Definitely, probably on the Hexagon soundtrack. It's definitely probably
That's that weird Android phone I told you about.
Mhm.
Don't worry about that. No one has it no more.
I'm gonna say Glass House. I don't know if that's what the damn song is called anymore, but that's what I say a lot in it. So look it up. It's on YouTube right now. Glass House.
What's the name of the song?
I think it's called Glass House. And it's like look it up. Glass House. Rasul to Nobody. KNOWBODY. Children dying every day in the streets. Nobody cry for them. Police brutality as we bleed. Nobody bother them. Forget aristocrats and diplomats. They're gonna chalk it up as riffraff if perhaps they had a bit of imagination. They would have foreseen this collapse. Yet they brag about America, the land of the free, home of the I got barsy. I got real barsy right there.
Barsy.
It was like.
You was singing Barsy already.
No, I got like twisty barsy. It went crazy. Like it went crazy just to get this shit. It was too many years ago for me to do that little triplet tongue backflip I did right there. But yeah, so that's my favorite song. I'm gonna ask you some questions. Thanks so man. You have some phenomenal questions. Like my questions,
Thank you,
my
bro.
questions are gonna suck. I'm just gonna give you that.
You
as a
know
precursor.
what? I know that the system is a game, and I'm going to go play a little bit. I'm not lying. I'm prepared to have. I'm prepared for the worst questions, the best questions. Like I feel like sometimes people get to those.
Well, I don't have no agenda with my questions.
You know what I'm saying? When they get to those
but at the
platforms.
same time, like you kind of did, but not a bad agenda. It was just like your questions led to a thing that told a story, which was great. Like you know what I'm saying. So I'm not saying it's bad to have agenda. You had an agenda, and it was a great agenda to have, and you succeeded, and like that was great. I'm
Thank
damn
you.
great questions.
And thank you, bro. That's
Yeah.
really thank you. That's how I want to be. Their media ready. I want to be ready for when they.
That was a good question. Well, if you want to be media ready, you got to answer these terrible questions that I'm about to ask. But like, you're not asking the question. All right, so let me come up with my first question. My first question is, I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna piggyback off of your your last question.
I'm gonna grab these gloves.
I'm gonna piggyback off your last question. What is your favorite song you ever did?
My favorite song that I've accomplished so far. Well, while it may seem like it's cheating, I'm gonna say Scarface just because.
Speak up. I don't know if they can hear you.
1 second, I was digging for these gloves. I'm chilly, man. I'm from California now, so.
You can turn the heat up. You telling these people I'm cheap.
Nah, I ain't saying I don't never judge how people keep their houses anyway, because I'm fat, so sometimes I like to keep it cool as hell, but I'm in Ohio, and it's really cold.
You just offended all the fat people out there.
Fuck y'all, I love y'all. I used to be able to take this shit. I feel soft.
This man is not.
I feel soft, and
You sound like a bulimia.
I'm not.
Now I just
I'm not
offended.
assimilated.
Now I offended.
I'm not assimilated, but man, I am comfortable. I definitely be comfortable.
Your favorite song?
All right, the favorite song that I've made so far, just be is not cheating, is to be Scarface, which you can also look that up
Give me a couple bucks.
from the song.
Yeah, why you?
My mama told me to go get it. My daughter told me to go get it. My father told me I should quit it. My son is a freshman. He told me I shouldn't. Fuck how you feel, I am with it. My bitches know I'm committed for chasing the money and riches, so I just admit it. Plus, they know it's all real, no gimmick. This ain't a church, it's a clinic. This ain't a stone, it's a minute. If I said it, then I meant it. Everyone's down to you in it. Now it's just down to you in it. Now it's just down to you in it. Everyone ran when you win it. Then they come background grinning, claiming they love you, but their background's different. Seeing in your walls. I guess that sounds different.
Bars.
Now, I just feel like, as far as making that particular song, it was me tearing down all the old structures. When I used to be a hip hop purist, it was shit I would never do. Right? I would never write sonically well. I feel like y'all had cheat codes in the East Coast because y'all was like, even as you just did that third grade song, that's probably better than majority of niggas out as grown. Like sonically wise.
I was like
you
literally
understood
doing shows
early, you feel
at
me?
the fucking
That's
Y when I
crazy.
was fucking 7. You know what I'm saying?
Sonic wise, I wasn't even fucking around with even though I came from singing and all that shit, like, I never fucked around with it as a rapper. As a rapper, I wanna and punch and big magic, bitch. Like I never wanted to be like, all right, this is, and now I want to make feels. I want to tear down a lot of the shit to make feels, and I want to give it to you sonically good. And I know I can show. Like, I'll show the skill if it's when it's like needed. I wanted to feel and vibe. If that's the thing, not vibe. I hate the word vibe because everybody's using it. I want to feel and just like glow into
That's
it.
the new thing.
I don't want to.
But it is the new thing. It's the new.
I want to glow in you though. I want to make you feel the
that's the
song,
new
and I
thing.
want to write crescendos. I want to make you start from here and connect somewhere and simple,
Dude,
and then take you to like
that's the new thing. It's an experience. Like that's the same thing
Nuts.
Kanye wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like not to say he achieved it or he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Not to say he achieved it or he didn't. I'm just saying that's what he wanted to do. Like in his mind, he was like, I want to do something different, bigger. Like, not, it might not have been the same target he was trying to hit, but that target was definitely up there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think he hit it.
yeah, no, I'm not saying.
I was shot. I've been hit a couple times. But the things that people dislike about that dude's,
I was born on the same day as Kanye, so
Those things
I understand
hit me
him a
right
lot
now.
more. And I'm gonna tell you what too, he deep, and all the mistakes that man has made in public, I have made in private.
I don't think
And
they're mistakes.
well, regardless, all the what people outside of us would consider mistakes in public, I made those in private, and they haven't been so detrimental.
Y'all the same energy.
Well, yeah, we do. I haven't
That's
been.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all really
Are
have
born the same day. So he but what I'm trying to say is that a lot of this like stuff that he got himself into, and this is why I protect myself. That's why I'm not around people, because his experience is only made worse for the people seeing him experience his life. So I don't need people to see. I don't want people to see me experiencing my life. Therefore, me being myself won't be a detriment to myself. You see what I'm saying? Like, because the way I am is not necessarily a worldly way. You know what I'm saying? It's a more of a Rasulian type of way.
I respect
It's an Elderian
but
type
I
of way.
also I'm thankful that I got to, like, cause for those who care, man, people always try to call me like I'm a Kanye fan. It's not about being a Kanye fan or nothing extra.
I'm still interviewing.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
But I honestly just feel like watching Kanye West has helped me personally see the world as a broader spectrum, like to see things
Totally
like
agree with that.
I no longer like somehow, however he pieced together this musical catalog, and then outside of the musical catalog said and done the certain ways that he did it, it made me have to step back and be like I get that people don't like the messengers, but sometimes you miss the message.
You know what my
don't
name
like
means?
Rasul, it's like the messenger. Please,
It's literally what
shut
it
the
means.
fuck up.
Yeah. My name is Rasul Muhammad Elder. Like, I have not even stepped into those shoes yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
that's why, like, I'm out here, like, on my fucking.
Oh, don't break the game yet.
Yeah, I'm out here.
You can't be showing your codes yet, man. Until you know what I'm saying.
And I'm gonna show you this icosahedron real fast. But I'm gonna let you know that I'm showing you this icosahedron. It's kind of dinged up, it was made out of paper. But my daughter made this. I gave her the code. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's 7. My daughter made that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, yeah, like, you.
So I just respect people who give you an open sight. A lot of people see what the media try to show you in little 6-second clips. I always just tell people, don't believe in a clip. Just go watch it for yourself. Just go watch what it looks like for yourself, and then you take that. Like turn off your what they focus you to look at.
Who's your favorite artist?
Of all times, it's deep because it's split up. It's who's my favorite.
However you
artist.
want to share that information is up to you. You don't gotta choose one.
My favorite rap with rap words is Chino XL. All right.
That's an odd choice.
That's my favorite. With
I
rap.
wouldn't criticize you for
Rap
that. He
words.
got bars.
Nah, I think
That's kind of like choosing E40 though, but then I would agree with that too. Like, if that's who you chose,
E40 is in my top 10. Period.
right? That's what I'm saying. Like,
You know
I would,
what?
he wouldn't be in my
Try
top
this one.
10, but I respect
That's
that.
the weird part about that though. E40's in my top 10, but E40's like in my top 3 listen. Like I listen to E40 probably
Dope.
more
Like,
than
and
like,
outside
right
of his
now, I
music,
listen to
his culture is real. You know what I'm
I
saying?
listen to in a major way at least once to 2 times a week.
Real culture. Like, that's
Yeah.
real.
Shout out
culture.
Vallejo.
Who's your favorite non-hip hop artist?
When you say non-hip-hop artists, I like a lot of niggas, but
I like Sade. So.
love.
My favorite album is Survival by Bob Marley.
My favorite album is somehow still 36 Chambers. The other day I thought it wasn't, and I listened to it again. I'm like, this is the most fucking like, oh, I love
Okay,
36
since we're doing that, then my favorite Wu-Tang album would definitely be Fish Scales. Shaky
yeah,
Dog.
somehow it
That
works
song.
like that. So I got niggas who are in my top that I consider the best lyricists in their albums. Like, there's no Chino album that I ever run more than once a year. I love listening to what's that shit? Here to Save 'Em All, like every once in a blue. And then it's a couple on that last one he dropped that's like that I'll repeat because it's like he just said and did some shit that was so deadly that you're like, damn, how does one achieve whatever he's achieving in that fucking mixed Puerto Rican-y fucking muscle arm? You know, I opened for this nigga twice last year, right? And the second time, his management offered me some little whatever. but we was in eye contact on my favorite verse, right? Because I remember that the last time I witnessed him, he kind of like fluttered it off some shit. So I just jumped in. I was at an eye level.
I did that one time.
And I made this nigga go so. I was like, yeah, it was on Nunca. That's my shit.
I did that with
Shout out Tino XL if you watching, nigga.
I was on tour in Cincinnati. I did 3-city tour with Kweli, right? And it was a very odd situation. It was one of the situations where Kweli, like the dudes I knew who was like in that, like who set the situation up,
Right.
was kind of like, you know what I'm saying, like
Man.
some successful, really good janky promoters. They were, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
They were good though, you know what I'm saying, and they're good people, but they were a little, you know what I'm saying, and they had this T-shirt scam they had going on.
No,
That Kweli had got like wind of.
Oh, don't put too much.
Well, it was he already. It was mad at it. Kweli was already mad at them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying don't be like.
Well, I ain't say nobody's name. Like it was a situation.
You already said one nigga name.
Who name I say?
Kweli.
Well, this guy is awesome. And anyway, he should have done in this story. He should have
Right.
done what he did.
Right.
And so he was like not with it. But I was associated with the guys. And like I seen this dynamic before it started. I was like, God damn it! Now I'm like my favorite rapper. Like now I'm with these
Khalid?
guys. Yeah.
Khalid.
My favorite rapper. So like.
Seriously.
My first time meeting him, I'm associated with these guys, right? Which are cool guys, don't get me wrong, but they were doing something that was not in the best interest of Kweli.
Since third grade, you a rapper, and your favorite rapper.
It's Tyler Kweli. Or at least, I ain't gonna say, my favorite album is definitely one he did with, now I can't call the name. No, with, the Cincinnati DJ.
High Tech.
High Tech. That's one of my favorite records, bro. Like, and the reason why is because I used to have a Cadillac with a tape player in it, and I was on tour all over the country when that album came out, and I had that tape, and it was the only tape I had, and so I just played that tape. Yeah, I loved it. So anyway, I'm on tour with this guy, and somehow, like, so anyway, I got access to being on stage, and I'm rocking because he's performing my favorite songs from this album, and I'm like right there next to a mic, right, on the stage, like next to my favorite, like. There's my favorite rapper, and then he's got no hype, man. He's just like doing it, and I'm like, it's a festival. It's like Woodstock out there. It's muddy and shit. White people going crazy. I'm like, I want to grab that microphone and just hype this dude up. I'm gonna grab that microphone. Like I walked right next to this keyboardist. I grabbed that mic. He heard me, looked, and was like, what the heck? And was like, got hyped for it, right? And just kept going, like, and I was like, cool. I was not gonna do too much, but I'm not gonna stop. Like, and I dropped every and like and a little ad lib he had on that record, man. That was a moment for me. That was a moment for me, and I had to take it, like, because you know what, too, in that same festival, it was raining like crazy, and we got like locked in this little cabin, and it was only like 6 or 7 people, and like we were just in there waiting for our turn to perform. But here I am, this dude, hanging out in this cabin with Kweli while it's raining, and I didn't speak to him the whole time. You know what I'm saying? I was quiet because I wasn't like in their circle. You know what I'm saying? I was just there for business reasons, so I just stayed there quiet. But I should have introduced myself and been a little more, introduce yourself and be a little more out there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
But look, this phone about to die. I'm gonna say my last words. Yo, thank y'all for watching the stream. It's my boy Peter MC. Go follow him everywhere. Where you at?
I'm at everywhere. PTHEEMCEE. I'm at everywhere.com. Except probably where you want me to be. It's because you ain't paid me to be there yet.
Y'all heard it from him first. Rasul to nobody. Y'all know me. Like, subscribe, comment, share, or dislike, or do whatever the hell you want. Peace.